Welcome to D1 DLC's Indie Game Spotlight. Today, we talk Hacknet Labyrinths. Labyrinths is the first DLC for the Adelaide-made 2015 indie hit, Hacknet. If you haven't played Hacknet, it's essentially a hacking simulator executed exceptionally well, and frankly, it's an incredible game. Using text-based commands, players are tasked with hacking various computer systems of increasing difficulty. It does an incredible job of making someone even as technologically challenged as myself able to understand and execute the game mechanics. More than that, it made me feel like I was actually hacking into systems, snooping around other PCs, changing the matrix. Also of note is the impressively hackerish UI, a surprisingly emotive story, and an absolute kick-ass soundtrack. The Labyrinths DLC takes place during the main game. New players will discover it naturally on their first playthrough, and it will be available to those that have completed the game straight away. In the interest of remaining spoiler-free, we're going to keep the plot elements very, very light. All you really need to know is that you join a team of hackers and you hack stuff. It is far more interesting than that, but you're just going to have to trust me for now. In fact, the writing in Labyrinths needs a very special mention. Labyrinths' plot is solid without being super exciting, but the use of the chat room and the characters within is exceptional. Teammates, represented by nothing more than short lines of text in a fictional chat room, felt more real than many NPCs in fully fledged AAA games. It was a great decision to include the chat room, and it's wonderfully executed, feeling real enough that my biggest frustration was not being able to join these conversations in any sort of meaningful way. And that's just the tip. The notes you find on PCs that you hack, the email chains, the chat dumps are all well written and add so much to the Hacknet world. It genuinely feels like there are people behind the devices you hack, which is no easy task. Labyrinths brings some new tools to help you break into your targets, some requiring a little more nuance than before, but by and large, gameplay remains largely the same. With that in mind, the pacing of the difficulty is, much like the main game, perfect. As someone with no experience in navigating a text-based UI at all, I almost always felt challenged without being overwhelmed. I would suggest brushing up on some Hacknet skills if you are a returning player, but it's really very easy to jump back in. Labyrinths brings in a new theme and a soundtrack, and once again it's a large part of what makes the experience so notable. That, and what I felt was more detective work this time around, particularly as the DLC nears its conclusion. Following the trail of breadcrumbs, piecing together the access that you need feels to have more depth than the original game, and it is very rewarding. Clocking in at around 4 hours, Labyrinths is everything that made Hacknet great, plus a little more. If you've played Hacknet, you are going to love it. If you haven't played Hacknet, we absolutely recommend picking up the main game and the DLC together. It's an experience like few others, and it is incredibly well executed.